Hi guys, so I'm going to explain to you something that I would have liked for others to have explained to me when I started doing web applications. It it, uh, it took me a while to understand when I was a newbie. So how web applications works, and you have to have a host like a computer, a physical computer or something in any place um, that is going to have the files that you are going to serve. So when you are in your computer and you type a URL, like for example Google, so the URL um, this point to a physical place in which you can extract your files. You're saying, give me these files. The browser make this request, and then the host that has those files, HTML, and maybe some JavaScript, gives back those files, and then your browser interpret those files, the code in those files, and show you whatever it's going to show you, like an image or text. And also it has some code, so it's dynamic. So the button in that you are going to see has some functionality, so you press the button and something happens. So that's inside the JavaScript, and that's it. So you have your computer with your browser that is going to process the HTML, and it's going to display whatever it needs to display. And all that information comes from the host, because you made a request first by typing the URL of this that knows the location of that file. It's like the address. Yes, address. So in order for your application to work, you need a host. It can be your own computer. You can transform your computer by modifying like your internet router setup and stuff like that. Don't know exactly, but it can be done. And transform your own computer into a server that is going to host and serve your files. In our case, our host is going to be Infinity Free, and it's going to have our code that is going to be HTML plus JavaScript, and also it's going to have PHP files, and in our case it's going to be minimal, so you don't worry if you don't know PHP, because there are going to be like 20 lines, and most of those lines are boilerplate code, and just one if and for, something very easy. And our host is also going to have a database. Okay, so we are going to make a request, and we are going to obtain HTML. We're going to display the HTML here in our browser. Our browser is going to take care of that. Display the HTML code, and then the JavaScript inside this HTML is going to be able to make a request to PHP files that are hosted in this host, and PHP is going to have access to the MySQL, to the database, and it's going to give back whatever we requested from the SQL database. So it's like the door to our SQL database is going to be written in PHP, and that's it. It's just yeah, that's pretty much how it works in general terms. There's a lot of details, of course, but in general that's how it works. Okay, so with respect to our application is going to be written in React. We are going to have 3 React components, and one is going to be named form. You can name it whatever you want. The other is post and subpost. Okay, so our React component form form is going to have posts, and our posts are going to have subpost. So a simpler application will be just with posts, but I wanted to be able to reply to a main post just one layer deep. And so how are we going to do this in general terms? So we are going to save each message or post in the database, and the only tricky thing, so we're going to have the text, the ID, the user ID, and the parent ID. That's the only thing. The only tricky thing is the parent ID. So if you have a text, a post that have ID 1, his subposts are going to have parent ID 1. They're going to point to that, and that's it. So the main posts are going to have parent ID 0. Because they're not going to point anywhere. So in order to minimize the dealing with MySQL PHP, you're just going to have one table, posts or messages or whatever you want to name, and they're going to have text, the ID, post ID, sorry, and parent ID, and user ID, the one that wrote that post, and that's it. You're just going to have one table. You can make a fancier database and make this structure into database instead of processing it with JavaScript. But we are going to process the most in JavaScript and the less server side. So just one table with all the posts. And so you're just going to ask the SQL. So through PHP is going to say, so you are in your laptop, sorry, and you say, give me all posts, and PHP is going to make a query to the database, and the query is going to be, give me all posts, which is very simple. And then you're going to get all the posts, and here you're going to have all the posts, and JavaScript is going to order that data. So in the client side, you will process all that, not on the server side. And you're just going to make one request. Okay. So you're going to say, give me all the posts, and then in order to create the posts, you're going to say, give me all the posts, give me all the posts whose, this is JavaScript. We have all the posts in the client side. Give me all the posts whose parent ID is equal to 0. So the main ones, okay? And for each main post, find all posts whose parent ID is equal to this main post. So in this way, you'll have all the sub posts that belong to this main post, and then you display the data using JavaScript. So that's pretty much what we're going to do. And we have just 3 components: form, post, and subpost. Hope this helps to clarify what we are going to do next.